Hi, I'm Paul Friedman. I am the founder of the Marriage Foundation, and I used to be a divorce mediator, so I know a lot about divorce. Well, it's been over 20 years. I used to know a lot about the divorce laws in California, but I've gotten into this topic in quite some depth because when I shifted over to saving marriages, there's always the consideration of when is it right to get a divorce. And so the staff at the Marriage Foundation gives me these questions. Sometimes they're prompted by questions we get in our comments section. A lot of the people who watch the videos are subscribers, regular subscribers, because our approach to marriage is so different. It's based on some very deep principles, spiritual principles. We don't push God, but we recognize that we're souls. We have a body, we have a mind, but essentially we're souls. And so for us, human beings, love is the most important thing. We have to learn to love unconditionally. And we want to be happy. And it's God's gift to us that we have free will. So there's no reason for us to not be happy, literally regardless of the situation that we're in. And so this topic is when to seriously consider divorce. And the note that I got with it is, this is in response to the request, is there ever a time to tell people to consider divorce? If so, can you provide insight as to what would prompt you to advise divorce outside of physical or sexual abuse? Well, I don't promote divorce even when there is, and I'm going to put this in quotations, quote unquote, physical or sexual abuse. Now, if there's sexual abuse towards children, that's different. The person that you're with, get away from them, because there's no cure for what they have. Pedophilia is a real problem. And so you made a mistake. I'm sure you didn't know they were a pedophile before you got married, and you have to go away. Physical abuse, in many cases, there's no real studies that are usable for this, but in many cases, physical abuse is a reaction to the other spouse being physically abusive or near physically abusive. And if you learn how to calm down your relationship and turn it into a positive, which is what it's supposed to be, that physical abuse will usually go away. The other thing, and this I know is true, in most cases it's caused by alcohol. And so alcoholism is a disease, but the ramifications are horrible, and no one should subject themselves to violence, uncontrolled violence. Now, I'll tell you when you should not consider divorce, except for in those extreme cases that I just mentioned. If you have children. The first book I wrote, Lessons for Happy Marriage, and in the second, Breaking the Cycle, which is pretty much more extensive, but the same thing, I discuss this and I say, look, we don't learn how to get married. We don't learn how to be married. We don't learn about ourselves. We don't know that we're souls by education at school. We don't go to school where they say, okay, now children, you're a soul. You have a physical body and you have a mind. These are your possessions as souls. No, we don't get all that. Yet that's the absolute truth. So we are so disconnected from reality that when we do get married, it's mostly because it was what you do. Most people, that's why they get married. Now, if you sit down and you ask yourself, why did I get married? You'll probably say, because I met this person, I fell in love. But that's not a reason to get married. That's a reason to marry the person you married. Yet there are two valid, overriding reasons for marriage. Number one, we want to be happy. It is a natural inclination as a soul to want to avoid disharmony, disease, and anything that makes us unhappy. And on the other side of that coin is, and to become happy, to do things that'll make us happy. And so we thought by getting married to our soulmate, which is what they are, we'll be happy. But you never learned how. You never learned how. This is why the Marriage Foundation is here and so successful. We're showing people how. Now, some people, they could just get one of the books. Some people have just been watching these videos. They subscribe to the channel and they're learning and they're off the charts. You could see it in the comments. Other people read one of the books. It's all they need. Other people are so far off track that they get the course for whatever gender they are, and they turn their lives around. So, of course, there's going to be some reasons for divorce that I haven't anticipated, but it shouldn't be the first place you go. It should be the very last place you go, and you shouldn't go there until you have done everything right on your end, which includes developing love for your spouse, yourself. Most people blame their spouse for the marriage not working. Completely false. If your marriage is not working, it is your marriage that is not working. Now, their marriage may not be working too. It's a separate issue. And that's why our courses are kind of self-help programs in the context of marriage, because you got to get your act together. You got to master your own mind. You got to learn how to control the emotions, kick out the anger, get rid of the pettiness, and evolve as a human being towards what we all need. Love. Love, love, love. That is what it's all about. So hopefully you're a subscriber. If not, subscribe. Hopefully you like this video. Like. If you have something you'd like to say, leave a comment. Thank you for spending time with me. I'm Paul Friedman, founder of the Marriage Foundation. God bless you and take care.